stream. Hope you are all wonderful. Hope you're having a good trading week, and hope you had a nice weekend, because I don't get to see you on Monday. So I have to check on Tuesday if you had a nice weekend. What did you get up to? Don't be shy. I went to the Palm. You know, the Palm in Dubai. They got this sort of palm that reaches out into the sea. We just had a bit of a beach day with the little one. It was very nice. I won't tell you how much it was for a beer that day. Frightening. But yeah, very nice weekend. Hope you all had a nice weekend. So we're gonna focus on the following, guys, right? We're gonna look at a few trades that I am currently looking at, right? So I like the setup on gold still, right? I'm still looking for a gold sell, so we'll look at that in a bit more detail shortly. We're also going to take as many of your questions as humanly possible, right? So, you know, guys, I'm with you for 45 minutes. Please ask as many questions as you like about trading, and it could be anything, as you know by now. You know the drill. You can also ask me about geography, film, football, and Dubai, if you like. What else are we going to do? We're going to take a quick look at the economic calendar right now. No big news coming out, guys, but we do have JOLTS job openings at 2 p.m. This is 2 p.m. London GMT. So that's in roughly a couple of hours, guys. All right. So that's the only big bit of news today to concern ourselves with. But it could be a big piece of news, because everything I'm looking at is US dollar pairs, right? I'm looking at gold against the US dollar. I also like Aussie dollar, US dollar, New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So it could be quite an important piece of news for today, right? So we must bear that in mind. What else did I want to tell you? Liverpool are top of the league. Woohoo! So that's a good thing. I know you all care a lot about football, so I wanted to share that with you. Half of you are probably thinking, couldn't care less about Liverpool, but I need to mention it. And we've got PSG in the Champions League this evening. So please have a little prayer for us later on for that. Right, let's see who's in the live chat, because I'm waffling a load of rubbish right now. Colin, let's go. Colin, how are you, mate? I hope the trading's going well. Brett, afternoon, Brett. How are you, mate? Marky Mark, Zuzi, the lady with the questions. Yusuf, how are you, mate? Sonu. Okay, we've already got a question here from Sonu as well. So we'll get to those questions, guys. Arthur, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gold, guys, right? I talked about it in this morning's analysis video from this morning. And sorry, guys, bear with me. I'm just getting my teeth in. Let me have a quick drink of neat alcohol. Hopefully that will get my brain into gear. It's just been a bit of a slow day, guys. But basically, we're looking to sell gold, right? If we look at the day chart, we're in this downtrend. We've had a nice retrace towards the moving average 20. We've got a nice big bearish candle. We've got lots of room to move into. It's just like tick, 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 this trade, right? Ticks all the boxes. Trend is good. We've had a break of support and resistance is good. The candlestick is very bearish. That is good. We've got room to move into. That is good. The only thing that we haven't had is an entry. So the day chart is telling me I can sell gold. But if you look at the H4, right, we just haven't had anything telling us we can sell it, right? You know, this candle here had a little bit of a top wick, but I wouldn't say that's bearish enough. Far from it. That is the opposite of bearish, bullish. But that, yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any more bullish than that. But I'm still interested in selling gold. The only time I will stop being interested today, right, is if we get a break of this level, right? Because that is the last lower high. If we get a H4 candle that breaks that, then I'm not interested in gold anymore, okay? But if this level holds, right, as in doesn't break, and we start seeing a big bearish H4 candle, something like this, that is one of my better candles, I must say. If you've ever, if you've been with the channel for a while, when I draw candles, who knows if they're going to be good or bad? That is a good one, right? So if we get a big bearish candle, I am still up for selling gold, right? I'd come down to here, take some profit. If not, let some profit run. So yeah, I'm still waiting for this trade. So we shall see with gold. And then, yeah, it's just US dollar pairs, really, guys. Pound is at a really interesting level. And I tell you what I like here as well is on the H4, right? We are in a downtrend, right? At that point, we are getting lower lows, right? We're in a downtrend. Now, these highs, in fact, let's put in a level. You can clearly see there's a level through there. So we are back at these highs, right? Now, for me, that is still in a H4 downtrend, right? Because we've got lower lows and these highs have held. And similar to gold, if this level breaks, totally not interested, right? But if we end up getting a nice big bearish H4 candle, not one of my better candles, but if we end up getting a nice big bearish H4 candle, I think pound US dollar is a good sell trade as well. But as I said, guys, right, we've got to keep an eye out for this news, right? We've got JOLTS, job openings. Yeah, so some big employment data coming out later. This could be the catalyst that means we can get in on this trade and we start to see US dollar strength and we take it down lower. Or it could be the reason we stay out of it and we don't have a trade today. All right, so this is important news for the trades that I'm looking at today. So there you go, guys. It's all US dollar, US dollar, US dollar. And while we're on the US, right, Trumpy boy, yeah, love him or hate him. Some days I really like him. Other days I think, oh dear, right? But the other day he come out, didn't he? Said, we can expect an economic downturn. Growth is slow, and basically what he's indicating is a recession, right? And generally speaking, guys, right, if America has a recession, right, the rest of the world is generally in a recession. Okay, so the rest of the developed world, should I say, is generally in a recession. So, Trump saying it. So can we start to expect, a recession? So, there's the good news, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what Trump said. But yeah, and the recessions, some good things can come out of recessions, I always find. So, like if you're sitting on cash, right, and you want to buy a house, right, wait for the recession to kick in, right, let everything come down and buy a house, right? You'll be buying it cheap. It's the same with stocks, right? If there's a recession, broadly speaking, all stocks will go down, right? And then you're going to end up with some really good bargains, right? But I'm not talking about having wild punts on, some small company. I'm talking about, the HSBCs or the, GlaxoSmithKlines of this world, right? The big, Apple, right? Tesla, all their prices start to come down to really nice, attractive levels as well if we're in a recession. So sit on that cash, wait for the fall, and buy everything you can. All right. But that's, that is how I buy stocks, right? Let's say it's not the most, complex of strategies, right? The recession does bad, everything drops, you get everything at bargain basement. And, remember what old Buffett said? What did he say? I've got to remember what he said now. While everyone is fearful, you need to be greedy. And, that's no truer a word said during a recession. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for a drop, buy stocks, potentially a property. Let's see, right? But, yeah, think like that. The economy is cyclical. Is that the right word? You know, it's all in cycles, but we haven't had a recession for so long, right? Or we've had recessions, but they haven't used that word, right? You know, and Trump's kind of using it. So, yeah, you can get some really good opportunities out of it. All right, so bear that in mind. Right, who else we got in? So Jet, hi, how are you? Brett, gold is my kryptonite. Yeah, I know you. I saw your trade in the VIP, but you know, we're going to have bad trades now and again. Yusuf wants to look at US dollar, Swiss franc. Hi, Luigi, how are you? Lee James, how are you, mate? Why do spreads widen at midday? Okay, depends. What's your time zone, Lee? What else will I? CJ, afternoon, Tom. You're not on any horses at Cheltenham today. Physically, no, right? I'm probably too large to be a jockey, right? You need to be like Frankie Dettori and weigh about 8 kilograms. But no, we used to have a good day at the race. We used to go to Ascot quite a bit. Well, every year, to be honest with you, all get suited and booted and have a day at Ascot. And generally, all we did was just bet on the favourites, basically. And we usually come away with a little bit of money. But Ascot, brilliant day out. Never been to Cheltenham for the races. Enjoy, CJ. I believe you've got a horse in there, CJ. Is that right? Lee James, UK. So midday. So James is asking, why do spreads widen at midday? They shouldn't. Yeah, they shouldn't do that. You know, there might be a little bit of widening when money comes in, right? So but yeah, are you talking UK midday? Then there shouldn't be any widening of spreads, right? You can get widening of spreads when volume comes into the market, hence a bit of volatility, right? You can get widened spreads at the London Open, at the New York Open. You can see spreads slightly widen. Obviously, when news comes out, spreads can go really crazy. And was actually talking about this in the VIP earlier. You know, when that candle closes at 10 p.m. UK time, that hour between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., now that is crazy spread hour, right? And you must be aware of that, guys, right? You know, over the years, it's caught me out many a time, right? And I'm not awake during that time. But yeah, midday, I haven't heard of spreads widening at that. Maybe there was some news. Right, we've got more questions here, guys. Right, so Sonu, after a pullback, how do you take entry? You wait for any candlestick confirmation or just directly click buy or sell and keep stop loss on previous swing low? Okay, Sonu. So it's a good question, this, right? So Sonu's asking, do I just wait for a retrace and enter, right? Or do I wait for some kind of confirmation? Now, gold is a perfect example of this, right? I've been looking to sell this, you know, today, right? It's one of my trade ideas. Now, once it gets to this level, right, we know this is once good support and therefore it could potentially become good resistance. Now, Sonu's asking, can I just enter here, right, start selling and put my stop loss above here? And funnily enough, I was talking to Brett about this earlier on, right? And this is interesting, guys, right? So listen up. This is interesting. I'm saying it as if anything else I say isn't interesting. Maybe true. So yes, right. Let's say we started selling just because we like the level and the stop loss is up here. Now, the stop loss, I would say that is the correct placement because you're above the last swing high. The selling level makes sense, right? And you're still in this trade, right? You're not stopped out until up here. Okay, so yes, you can trade like that, right? And then your target will be, you know, at least 1:1. So whatever this is, we would want at least 1:1. So you probably have to go past these lows, right? So yes, we can trade like this. Now, imagine, so that's the first scenario. Now imagine the second scenario, right? And the second scenario is this, right? Let's imagine we get, there's going to be three scenarios actually, right? Now let's go back to here. Now, there is no bearish candle. Nothing's telling me to sell, right? But let's imagine, I know we didn't, but let's imagine we saw a candle like this, a big bearish red candle, pretty good candle, a big bearish red candle that looked like this, right? Because you've waited for a big bearish candle on confirmation, right? Again, we can start selling on this candle. But I would suggest you can put your stop above this candle, right? Give it a little bit of room. Because you've waited for confirmation, right? Whereas scenario number one, you didn't wait for confirmation. So your stop loss has to go up here. But because you waited for this bearish candle and confirmation, I think you can be tighter with the stop loss because sellers are starting to pour into this chart. And then again, you know, you have a bit of a tighter stop loss, right? You can, this is your risk, and you can probably get just about your reward at these lows, right? Maybe a bit further, okay? So that's scenario number two. Now, scenario number three is what we're in currently, right? So let's come out of this. Let's come out of this, right? Now you can see I've got an alarm in here, which is going to go off shortly. All I do with this alarm is just keep putting it below the last H1, right? Put it here, 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 because I'm waiting for a reaction. But let's just delete this so it doesn't go off, right? Now, the third scenario is this, right? You haven't entered the trade. You haven't had a bearish confirmation. But let's say this candle ends up looking like this. It wouldn't look like that. But let's say it ends up looking like this. My God, third time lucky. Let's try and draw this candle without looking like a 3-year-old. My daughter could draw a better candle than this. All right, let's say you end up with a nice bearish, that's a pretty good candle. Let's say we end up with a bearish red candle that looks like this. Now it's the same as scenario number two, right? We still start selling here, right? Our stop loss goes above the high of this wick. It just so happens that it coincides with that last high. So I put my stop loss up here, right? And then I can easily get my 1:1 before we even get to these lows, right? I'll take some profit and let some profit run. So they're the three scenarios of how you can enter a retrace. Now, I am waiting for a bearish candle, right? I'm waiting for something to tell me that I can sell this commodity, right? And as I explained earlier, we just haven't yet, right? We haven't had anything to tell us we can start selling. As soon as I do, as I explained, I will trade it as mentioned. Sometimes I will drop down to the H1 and be a bit more aggressive, right? If I just see, let's say I see a big H1 candle that looks like that, and we haven't had the H4 candle yet, I might start selling here, stops above here, and look to take price lower, right? I might be aggressive with this entry. Yeah, we'll see what the H1 does. So there you go, guys. They're the things I'm looking at for a retrace and to take an entry, right? Yeah, hope that helps. And guys, if you enjoy my analysis, enjoy what I have to say, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. If you haven't already, guys, please come join our trading community. We have a lovely, lots of traders sharing knowledge, ideas, having a chit chat. So come join us. Come join the free Discord channel. Also, right now, guys, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. And finally, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone. If you look above my head, guys, if you switch brokers today with Pepperstone, a world-class broker and compatible with TradingView, we will give you a free Essential TradingView account, and we'll give you free access to the VIP Discord channel. All right, so no brainer, guys. Swap brokers today. Check out that Pepperstone. Use our link. Happy days. Right. So Jet's got a question here. Hi, Tom. Best time frame to enter. So my time frames of entry are H4 and or H1. Sometimes I combine the two. All right, so they're my entry time frames. I use daily and weekly to give me my direction, and then I enter on the H4 and H1. All right, Jets, I hope that helps. Right. Yusuf, US dollar, Swiss franc. Let's take a look, Yusuf. Let me take a quick drink of my special drink. US dollar, Swiss franc. So let's do a top-down approach, right? And let's do this together, guys, right? Because this would be a good exercise to do together. Now, that's an old alarm, right? So right now, guys, that's an old target. Let me remove that as well. Bit of spring cleaning as we go. Right, so we're going to do this together, guys. We are going to analyze US dollar, Swiss franc for Yusuf, right? And if everyone could get involved, that would be great. Okay, now, weekly chart, right? US dollar, Swiss franc. Looking at this weekly chart, would you buy, sell, or stay out of the market? All right, so everyone, please leave your comment in the live chat right now. Buy, sell, or stay out of this chart right here. US dollar, Swiss franc weekly chart. Right, guys, let me know. Leave your comment. Yeah, so Lee James, totally agree. Recession is good for gold. Yeah, fundamentally, it's good for gold. Gold is a flight to safety. Yeah, so gold could become bullish off the back of that. CJ, Tom, a good old fave. So you like a bit of Ascot, CJ. Good. Okay, what other questions we've got here? Philip Roves, great interview with Jordan, by the way. A few enthusiasm, amazing, Tom. Brilliant, Philip. I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed interviewing Jordan. And we're planning to get a few more traders on. I've got some traders lined up already. So watch this space, guys. We're going to interview more traders because more than anything else, I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Everyone's happy. Right. Sell. So Adril, sell. Luigi, stay out. Marcus, sell. Brett, stay out. Arthur, sell. Yusuf, sell. Zuzi, stay out. Lee, stay out. Yeah, so good. No one's buying, right? Which makes sense, right? But if we just follow, again, let's follow the facts of the chart, right? I'm not here to make anything up. I am here to discuss the facts of the chart. Now, the facts are this is in a downtrend, right? So we want to sell, but can we? Okay. We have a big bearish candle, right? Equally good, right, for selling. But we are at this level right here. And that has proven, right? I could even make this gray zone a little bit to include that, right? Because that is a very good level, right? That is the last swing low on the weekly chart. Actually, that's the last swing low. But it's an important swing low, you know, and this could be a good area. Well, it is a good area of support, right? So this ticks lots of boxes, right? Downtrend, bearish candle, right? But I don't want to sell into that. Okay, so for me, it is a stay out for that reason. Right? I just cannot sell into support and I cannot buy into resistance, right? So, yeah, so it's a stay out for me. But let's carry on this this analysis together. Okay, so weeklies are stay out. Let's have a look at the day chart. All right, now same question on the day chart, US dollar Swiss franc day chart. Get involved, guys. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? Please let me know now in the live chat. I'm going to keep drinking. I literally had a shave about an hour ago, and I have incredibly chapped lips as a result. I think I've sort of shaved a little bit too close to the lips. Just thought I'd share this important information with you. Some people might want to know about the economy, what to do with US dollar, Japanese yen, but no, let's talk shaving. And does everyone use a razor? Like I use shaving foam and a razor, but or do you use electric? I used to use electric, but now I go old school. Yeah, bit of shaving foam and, you know, a razor. Anyway, not that important. But I'd like to know if you use a razor or an electric razor. Anyway, what? How is that support, Arthur? Right, that right here is support. Right, let me tidy that up a little bit. Right, you can clearly see this is a reaction point of this pair. Right, reacted, 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 reacted. Right, this level has had enough touches in terms of price hitting it to make it a substantial level. Right, simple as that. That's why that is support. And look at how price reacted the last time it come to this level. Right, definitely support. Okay, and you can see, look, you know, look at the candles reacting. Right, stay out, buy, sell, stay out, haha, stay out. Could you look at Aussie dollar, US dollar? Yes. Okay. Okay, and then we've got razors questions answered as well. Right, but let's focus on US dollar Swiss franc rather than razors just at the moment, but we will go back to razors. Now, clearly, US dollar Swiss franc, like the weekly chart, is in a downtrend, right? Again, you don't need to be Warren Buffett to see that's in a downtrend. And for that reason, I want to sell, right? But we are at a support level in here, and just look at the reaction so far at that level. And you can tell if it's a good support and resistance level by the reaction you get. So far, that's a pretty good support level, right? Maybe it could make its way down to 8,750, the psychological level. But either way, we're getting a bullish bounce off. So I want to sell, but we have bullish candles at a support level. So this contradiction means no trade, right? If anything, because we are so, you know, we're not so, but we're overextended on the daily and the weekly, you know, you could even go against trend and start buying this, right? But it's stay out for me. We're in a downtrend and we're seeing bullish candles, right? No trade. Now, I just want to look at the H4 because interestingly, this is, if I am going to do an against trend trade, this is what I will do, right? You can see this level here on the H4 is important, right? It's reacted once, it's reacted twice, it's potentially reacting a third time. We shall see. So for me to think of buys from that level, I would need to see a break of this this H4 level, right? I would need to see a H4 structure break. Then I think potentially we do have room to the upside, okay? But going back to the day chart, the simple answer is stay out. right? We're in a downtrend, bullish candles. Right, what else are we looking at, guys? So Swiss franc yen for Zuzi. We'll take a look at that. CJ, I'm so old school. I use one of those one blade razors. Feels fresh. Has gotcha. That is old school, CJ. I tip my hat to your razor skills. If I use one of those one blade ones, I would tear my face off. So yeah. There you go. Lee James, razor and olive oil softens the beard, makes for a cleaner shave. A tip from my ex-missus. Okay, Lee James, this is interesting. A bit of razor and olive oil. I like your thinking. I will try this. And probably good for the skin, right? Bit of olive oil in there. Yeah. Although it's a tip from the ex-missus. Maybe she's trying to make it really uncomfortable for you. Who knows? Right. They are called cutthroat razors. Yeah, indeed. Anyway, right. Let's go back to talking about trading. Let's have a look. Zuzi wanted to look at Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Let's do exactly that. This is, before I even look at this trade, there's so much rock and hard place here. Let me have a look at Swiss franc yen. And this is what I'm talking about, guys, right? We have this support level. Actually, let me zoom out a little bit. Right, let me redraw that. We have, you know, just here, this is proven to be resistance. You can see it's a good level from over here. And we've come down to this level, and this has been support. And the market is undecided, right? We've got, right, we're breaking out. Let's go to the upside. No, we're at resistance. Let's come back down. We're at support. Let's go back up. Okay, we're at resistance. Let's come back down. And this is where we find ourselves. Now, I think we have a very good trade if we break this level. Okay, so let me go up a time frame. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, so this is a weekly level down here, right? We've got support through here. This is a nice weekly level. And we're quite away from the moving average 20. Right, so that would suggest we do have some room to move into, right? I like this 170 level. And we have, if we zoom in, we've got a very bullish weekly candle, right? So, yeah, you know, but we are in this downtrend, right? This is where we find ourselves. All right, so again, even the weekly's a little bit, we could sell it, we could buy it. But what I really, when I will really like Swiss franc yen is if we get a break of this level, right? So if price comes down, we're kind of just ranging and then bang. If we get a break, get a retest, like I say, I think we can come up to this 170 level. I think that would be a good psychological level. And remember, with yen pairs, that's about 3 million pips, right? So if we come down here, take price up to, you're looking at a good 160 pips, right? Because right now, there's no trade there for me. I mean, even if you looked on the H4, you will see how scruffy that is. And when I say scruffy, it's how quickly trend keeps changing. Right, so if we start over here, right, look at this. Oh Christ, let me start that again. Right, we come up here, bang, uptrend, bang, breaks those lows, downtrend, bang, uptrend, right, bang, downtrend, bang, uptrend, bang, still uptrend, right? You get the idea. There's a lot of indecision in here, right, and it's because of the two levels I've just explained, right? These two levels here. So for me to, I mean, you can trade the range, right? Price comes down into here, we take it to here. Price comes up to here, we take it to here, right? This is, we could trade it like this, but for me, I would rather stay clear of this kind of price action, right? And I just want a clean break, retest, carry on, or it could even be a break to the downside, especially the way these indices are dropping and this talk about recession, right? We could really see some strength come into the yen. and then we look to sell it. All right, so yeah, Swiss franc yen I would just stay away from. And speaking of the indices, let's take a quick look, guys, because where are we? So we want to know if this is still dropping like a stone. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That is quite the sell-off, right? Look at those indices. And when we see a sell-off like this, Lee touched on it, right? Flight to safeties. Yen should be strong. Swiss franc should be strong, right? And gold should be strong. Things like bonds, right? Notes, right? People would go to those because they are less risky. Okay, so these should all be strong if this keeps just falling, right? But you've also got to bear in mind, guys, that, you know, it doesn't just fall like, but I mean, it has been, right? It rarely just falls like this. This is important as well, right? So let's imagine this, okay? Let me get a bit of space, right? Now, I'm an intraday trader. It does depend on your time horizon, right? Now, if the indices do this, as I said, got to draw it all out because I just bloody deleted it. But yen, Swiss franc, and to us, you know, and gold, right? These are all flight to safety. We all know this. These become strong. But intraday, right, we might get a pullback on the indices into this level. And let's say that takes 1, 2, candles are getting better, 3. Let's say that takes 3 days. You can potentially expect 3 days of yen, Swiss franc, gold weakness, right? Because the indices are pushing back up, right? And then we get to this level and then bang, we get a big sell-off again, right? And candles come down. And then we have another 3 days of yen, Swiss franc, gold strength. So remember that I am an intraday trader and I can take advantage of that strength and that weakness. Obviously, it needs to meet my criteria. But yeah, just to make that point, guys, you know, you shouldn't become so fixed on an idea. You're like, right, indices are dropping, flight to safeties are strong. But there could be 2 or 3 weeks of a retrace, right? And you're missing out on some good potential trades, right? So yeah, just wanted to point that out. But the indices are dropping, right? If we look at the weekly, let's have a look at the monthly chart. Because when we see things dropping like this, right? Let's go to the bigger time frames. And that level right there seems like an interesting location, right? Yeah, this is a monthly chart. We're still in a monthly uptrend, right? No two ways about it, right? And this is where we are so far. But we're still higher lows, higher highs, right? Now, this level right here could be very interesting. So what level is that? So around 18,500. Maybe even 1900 by the time the moving average 20 catches up, right? So I think potentially price has a little bit further down to that level. And then, you know, this is a monthly support level, right? So not only horizontal support, but dynamic support as well. All right, so that's interesting in terms of buying from in here. Depends how long, you know, a recession lasts, right? Some recessions can last years or more than a year. Some recessions last 6 months, right? So it depends. Let's have a look at the S&P on the monthly. Yeah, this would also suggest we have more room to the downside. That's really the next piece of monthly support that I can see, because I'm looking for price to touch it as resistance and use it as support, right? It sort of confirms that level. So again, I think the indices could potentially make their way down. The S&P specifically could make its way down to this level, right? We shall see. But again, you know, the weekly's dropping, Okay, I mean, this is a key weekly level here, right? If we get another bearish weekly, my God, excuse my drawing. If we get another bearish weekly candle like this, then I would say there's a good chance of coming back down to here, right? You know, and when an indice falls, it tends to build like this, right? And then fall like that because of fear, right? Everyone starts, getting out of their stock positions, start putting money into cash, just sit on cash when this kind of thing happens, right? So it'll be interesting to see, how quickly and how far this goes, right? It might be a more measured one, might come down like this, right? But generally speaking, if we go back in history, when there is a sell-off, yeah, it's usually quite quick, right? Yeah, sell-off. Yeah, it's usually pretty quick, yeah? And then buyers start to pick it back up. So, yeah, let's see. All right, guys, what other questions have we got? Guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and please smash the like button. Please come join our trading community if you haven't already. Come join our free Discord channel. If you want to get my teeth in, if you want access to all of our premium trading education, please check out our website, www.simply-forex.com. Okay, so Mark, if you correlate Swiss franc yen with euro yen, longs incoming. Yes, euro yen and Swiss franc yen are highly correlated, but euro is crazy strong. Look at euro Swiss franc today. Yeah, look at that. This is one of my trade ideas. I'm a little bit upset that I didn't get in on this trade down here, right? But there'll be another trade around the corner. But look at this, right? That is, if we compare euro Swiss franc, euro is far stronger, right? So when we look at euro yen and Swiss franc yen, we should see euro yen flying up and Swiss franc yen doing not a lot. Let's take a look. There you go, right? Euro yen, all of this euro weakness, euro strength. And then if we look at Swiss franc yen, right? Not much happening. Yeah. So yes, I agree with that correlation, but right now euro is just breaking all correlations, right? Euro is some mythical unicorn strength currency, right? It's so strong. Okay. So yeah, it's breaking all correlations right now. Right, guys, we've got more questions. So if I didn't answer them today, please come join us for tomorrow's stream, 8 a.m. New York EST time. Get your questions over to me, guys. Have a great trading day, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.